many tours of the lower leagues. They're going to be getting a chance to punch their ticket maybe to tier number 1 against another team that has been a while here for a while. Weston and Nikki Middleton, the former core of Handless Dogs, now switching out Mr. Flambeau for Twisty, and Nikki Middleton as well going into the midfield position. I think this is literally a team that I've played with before, so I have a lot to say, and I'm going to be a little bit biased, but I think going into this, these are two incredibly evenly matched teams.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting situation as we get into the kickoff early moments of this game. You can already see life bars just like very low. Social Fox and Floppers just having to already kind of like play cautious and play careful.
Yeah, and just going into the start as well. Quick strike start means that energy is going to be kind of hard to come by, which makes the damage that's able to be pumped out by the Zentara, by the Aimi, especially if we get into those later sets, going to be very, very scary, especially for this very, very fragile Kai and Kazan. So if we do get to the later sets of the game, I'm going to have a prediction that there is going to be a large damage advantage for the size of Dogslayers 3, but that isn't to say anything of the existing sets, of which, as of right now, Dogslayers 3 are looking good.
Yeah, they are looking solid right now. First score goes to them. They're going to definitely want to keep it up. Weston constantly in the back there, going to definitely be doing their best to try and make sure that nothing gets past them. Meanwhile, Twisty and Nikki Middleton doing a lot of good work there. Already got the power play going on. Nikki Middleton trying to push things, make sure that they get those barriers early. Often, Social Fox comes back and tries to, maybe wreak a little bit of payback on that, but that's going to be pretty difficult. Like this comp that Dogs have is a bit scary, let's say.
Yeah, definitely. And we've got a corner offense going on from MF Doom. It has held Dogslayers a while on the defense. Social Fox, another opportunity here upcoming. Gigablast is going to end up taking it. Twisty, though, looking to maybe catch something back. No, going to be defended away now as we get in overtime. Flop, going to be able to actually not get possession. The flip from Weston is picture perfect. Setting right through the portal in the goalie goal off of the Mako. Not something you see every day.
No, not something you see every day, but interesting when it happens. Meanwhile, they are still battling out very roughly, and so far so good for the Dogs.
Yeah, 100% agreed. Again, as we see some quick strike energy advantage get built up here, since you have that lower energy generation across the board with the exception of Nikki Middleton, having a flip advantage means you will get to keep a flip advantage for quite some time unless you lose position on the core for a while. We'll see though. If Nikki Middleton is able to use that kind of extra energy that she is effectively getting to push that advantage. But I'm not sure if how we'll shake out here, especially since we've been seeing a lot of corner offenses.
Yeah, definitely for sure. It's going, like I said, it's going to be so far a bit of a rough road for MF Doom if things keep going like this way. I do think they can still strike back. With the way that Dogslayers have been playing, it's not going to be an immediate. It's not going to be anything immediate.
And slow and steady wins the race, it seems, especially since we've been getting some very long points actually. To start off these series, we're about 4 minutes deep and we're about 3 points in. Because right now, Jack Limestone going to be able to get to the clear, but with no energy to his name, this damage that's being put onto him by Nikki Middleton is going to stay for a while. So that's a very scary situation, especially with the Brawler potentially KO'd. No, not going to happen just quite yet.
No, like the damage has been a consistent issue so far with this game, and especially if they get this first draft, it is not going to get any easier unless MF Doom gets like a miracle draft on things and get some really, really good awakenings. But the way Dogslayers have been playing, I am a bit suspect about that. I think this draft is really going to kind of like set the tone for like the rest of the match.
Ooh, and a great turret there from Nikki Middleton. Is able to catch the core through the portal. He's able to sink that in where Jack Limestone's not going to be able to reach it. And That's going to be an MVP here for the IME. Nikki Minilin going to be representing that. And a few things on the board here. Yeah, heavy impact going to be incredibly good. Not to mention, right, we're talking about that damage win condition that can actually happen because of this quick strike starts. So picking up any sort of damage on the team, giving your Zentara that choice between Super Surge and Heavy Impact is going to be really, really good. And on the flip side, the Mako going to be absolutely happy picking up, the Hot Shot probably, or the Twin Drive, whatever fell to her. And this is a bad situation, I think, for the side of MF Doom. Obviously, heavy impacts on air is still going to be pretty useful. The cooldown is, of course, very nice to have on her, but there wasn't really any huge pickups. While on the flip side, Dogslayers 3 have already picked up part, if not their entire win condition here in set number 2.
Yeah, pretty close to it, if not it entirely. It's basically like I said earlier. It's gonna that damage is just gonna keep stacking, and things are just gonna get a lot more painful for them. Like right now, it does seem like MF Doom is trying to do something to kind of. I can't even say like they're trying to weather the storm. It seems like they might just be going for like the outplays, but I don't know how well that's gonna work.
Yeah, it's paying off a little bit so far. A very, very solid offense coming out from MF Doom is going to secure the first point in the set. Importantly, though, is that Nikki Minilin did not get any KOs. This damage that can come out from this IME can really, really snowball out of control. But on this one stack, it is not the set winner just quite yet. It's going to be up to Twisty still to get a lot of damage onto the opponent. And if Nikki Minilin finds herself KO'd by accident or on purpose, then this could be especially disastrous for the game plan of Dogslayers 3. We'll see, though. MF Doom now going to have a little bit of defense coming up here. Jack Limestone sitting comfortable with a flip for now, but actually going to lose all those strikes that Twisty's putting out. Flip's going to have to be burned, going to be sent up. Twisty with possession, no, it's going to be sent down in the portal. Nikki Minilin now trying to play defense with her goalie right now. Is able to dig it out for now, but it's going to go right into the hands of Social Fox. A blown flip from Weston means this can get finicky really, really quick.
For sure. Let me first minimize your Discord thing.
Sorry. Wait, I'm sorry. We're having some technical issues.
Yeah, a little bit.
Here.
Is what it is.
Is my I'm sorry. Yes. So we've had a Discord stream. We might have had an unfortunate crash, but that's going to be fixed now. We're going to see here if the offense from MF Doom is going to be paying off here. Floppers now looking to get a triangle going with his goalie. No, it's unfortunately going to go right into the hands of Twisty, who is going to flip it out. It's going to be a big point here since flips have been expended on this quick strike start. Shot going to go upward, flip from Nikki Minilin, blocked away by Social Fox. Social Fox now with possession of the core, but could it be slapped away as soon as the opportunity for damage prevents itself. Social Fox, though, is going to be able to try to barrage it. One strike, one by Weston. Trying now to get the core out of his net. Turret is going to come through. Jack Limestone with a pass up to Flop. Giga going to go wide for now. Twisty looking to maybe get that final steal away here, but not going to find the support to get it just quite yet. Jack Limestone with a flip, looking very scary, but Nikki Minilin with a cyber swipe gets a perfect horizontal shot into the bottom side of the goal. It's going to be right into a point here for Dogslayers 2, and what's starting to feel like a bit of a marathon of the game.
Yeah, it's that's a good name for it. Just a marathon. Both teams are just slugging it out as they try to keep core control. Both teams are just not able to keep any kind of like consistent offense. I say that, and Flopper is definitely trying to make me a liar as Flip goes out. But good turret pays for a bit of a pay for it though. Power play on the side of MF Doom, definitely what they need, what they want to try and get ahead in this set. Second barrier being defended for their life though. Very nice defense from Dogslayers, and commentators curse. Pardon me.
The first, I'm sure, of many so far this tournament. Social Fox, though, maybe looking to get a leg up for MF Doom, not going to be able to do so. Now this is a bit of a finicky defensive situation for the team. Turret's going to come down, a lot of damage going out into the team, but for now the worst of it's going to be avoided. Overtime coming in, Flop going to have possession in the core, but going to lose it immediately to the strike shot of Weston. Twisty, though, not able to convert for now. Some more portal shenanigans are going to be coming through. Flop trying to get the hook strike, but not going to be able to get it. The Giga, though, rings true. right into the core in the face of Nikki Minilin. It's going to be a goal here for MF Doom, and that damage that we were worrying about early on in the set has not come to pass. It really feels like MF Doom have been able to play around their HP bars quite well.
Yeah, very nice on their part. And I want to shout out, maybe a little bit biased, but I've been very interested in seeing how Social Fox plays out for like the rest of the season. So I'm real glad to see them that able to keep their cool in these kind of like tense situations, in these kind of like behind the 8 ball situations a little bit. They're down a set, up in points for this one though. One more and they can tie it back. And sometimes you got to just keep that in mind. Got a full stick of butter on Social Fox. One coming up on Jack Limestone. They are, I would say they're in a solid position. There goes one, and it does get the barrier. Very nice for their part. Social Fox nearly pays for it, but the portal saves them. This could be their moment.
Yeah, 3 flips going to be expended here. Now going to find the core right in front of Weston's net. Oh, but the barrage is there, but the turret is frame perfect to make the save. Jack Limestone now has a flip, looking to play a little bit aggressive just to stall out the time for Flop to come back up. Overtime's going to be here. With so many resources expended, it's going to be a crucial point for both teams. Obviously, going to be a very crucial point for the potential final point in the set. Flip now comes out from Jack Limestone. Ooh, a little bit of a flip and dip coming through. Twisty is able to win that strike war, and now it's going to be an open net for both teams. Weston going to look comfortable with a flip, but Jack Limestone, a perfect strike to clear it out. The flip going to be baited here by Flop. Now an opportunity. Social Fox passed the Flop through the portal, one-on-one situation, goalie v brawler. The brawler not able to put it in. It's going to happen on the flip side though. Twisty not able to find good possession though in order to end the point. Or it's going to be a little bit dangerous here. The Aeronado almost sinks it in unintentionally, but it's going to stay awake for now. Flop looking to maybe get that last shot in, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to get to him. And now Twisty, an opportunity. The Blick is going to come through, but it's going to be defended. Flop with a 50-50 shot. Weston remaining calm is able to save it. Jack Limestone now trying to just get the core away. Flop with an opportunity. Again, it doesn't happen. Neither brawler seems to be able to get past these goalies just quite yet, but this flip is absolutely going to be it. And there it is. Top side of the net. 2 flips expended by this brawler in a single point on a quick strike start, I believe. And that is going to be evening up this set. Again, another mission critical point for both teams.
Yeah, that was a brutal one for both teams. A lot of flips going out, a lot of flips gone spent. I will say that MF do seem to have come out a little bit ahead in the energy game on that front. Social Fox again almost with another flip. And there it is. Jack Limestone Whoppers. They had some energy, had to blow it, I believe, on like dodges. But it is, this is a bit of a slobber knocker already, and neither of these teams' goalies have any quit in them yet.
Yeah, neither want to give up an inch, because they both know at this point, at this level, both teams will absolutely take a mile. The corner offense is coming through here for MF Doom. It is absolutely brutal. No holes presented by any offense in MF Doom. Jack Limestone looking to move the core forward, but it's not going to be cleanly done. Twisting now with possession of the core. It's going to get one barrier. Social Fox trying to maybe get it out, but the flip means it's going to be an open net for both teams. Weston again has another flip. Barely gets it in time. The gig is not going to get it as well, as Twisty is able to get a perfect shot, 50-50. And it feels like that set was stole from MF Doom right from under their noses. Dogslayers 3 going to grab another set. Twisty going to be your MVP.
That has got to be a bit of a heartbreaker. That was like 75% in, and they just said, nope, that doesn't count. Flip barely saved it. Oh, Mega Strikers gods might be saying, no, we choose the Dogslayers, but we are going to see. It's still one more, and we've seen reverse sweeps happen before. We need to see if MF Doom can make it happen this time as these awakenings get picked. Explosive Entrance, Reptile Remedy, and Team Player. That will be interesting. Again, kind of going for that outplay, outmaneuver kind of build for MF Doom. Need to see if that's going to end up working. They had a little something. They had some sauce going on in the last set. We need to see if maybe they can be a little bit more feature complete this set.
I think they absolutely have the tools for it this time around. I mean, it feels like they're the ones that actually won the draft despite losing the set. This is going to be durability on Flop, which look at his health bar. He absolutely needs it right now. Team player on Jack Limestone to prevent Twisty Nicky Minilin from really closing in too much space where Era really, really struggles. And then finally, on top of that, it's a Dash Awakening on Kai, which is just generically good in every single situation. So this is a really strong power spike, actually, for the side of MF Doom. It really feels like they had the advantage in draft, but it doesn't look like it right now because Flop is struggling staying alive right now, even with that Reptile Remedy.
Yeah, Flop is struggling, and Twisty, very quick advantage. Flip knocks it up in the upper corner, and that is their first goal for this potential last set. It's been a little rough for MF Doom, I have to say. I am still holding out hope. Maybe call it copium that they can kind of like shake back from here. But you know, they did get the first barrier, so we're definitely going to see if they can do something about this. Turn on the Jets, because this defense has been absolutely incredible from Dogslayers. They just pile up, and they are an iron wall.
Agreed. Weston is just playing so well. It feels like getting a lot of these saves, playing these corner defenses. Just that MF Doom have to genuinely fight for every single point, every single goalie barrier, and it's just not making it any easier for Flop to play his life in these situations. Jack Limestone as well. Very commendable performance, but it is an Era versus a Mako. There's only so much of an advantage that you could carve out with skill alone. That being said, power play is going to come through a crucial prize fighter loss as well for Nicky Minilin. Jack Limestone, amazing Bewitching Beam to save that final barrier. Flop looking to maybe take that final point before the goalie gates open. Flip going to go wide, though, from Social Fox.
Yeah, Flip goes wide, and that course just skated along the edge of that barrier at least like twice, but still just isn't able to touch, isn't able to graze. On the other hand, MF Doom's barriers both down, and this could be a very scary moment. And there it is, just slots it straight shot in, kind of almost out of nowhere. I'm pretty sure I was looking at Twisty. And
yeah, I was shocked. That came out of genuinely like nowhere. It just felt like a red core kind of hit it, and bada bing, bada boom. I can't even remember who was accredited. It took a second for me to process this, but I don't have any time for that. It's looking like an open net for the side of MS Dune on the final point. Weston here has flipped. Jack Limestone now have forced to defend. Social Fox, no HP, no evade to their name. The flip's going to come through. Jack Limestone going to be fast enough to defend. Going to be up to a desperate offensive. They actually are able to get the goalie barrier. Things are looking on the up and up, but just as it was looking good, Twisty puts any hope to the side. Dogslayers 3 are going to be nabbing game number 1 in 3-0 fashion.
Bit of a brutal one, bit of a rough one for MF Doom, but sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles. I'm not even gonna. Let's not sugarcoat it, but let's not be too harsh on them either. They fought and they scrapped for every one of those points that Dogslayers made. Like, it was not a simple task for them to get that 3-0.
Yeah, 100% agreed. And I was talking so much, I was hyping up the damage that Nicky Minilin and Twisty were able to put down. That really never came to pass. They just, it really felt like Nicky Minilin and Twisty maybe attempted it with a prize fighter in that Super Surge in set 2-3, but it really didn't pay off. I mean, only 3 KOs to their name at the end of the game, right? That wasn't the game plan that they were looking to do. It felt like they adapted and just tried to play more on that core control, using Nicky Minilin's timeless start and Twisty's mobility to really clinch out Jack Limestone in those situations. And on the flip side, I think that was really enabled by the fact that Weston really did not give up anything that he didn't need to. I think that Nicky Minilin and Twisty were given a lot more opportunities that they might not have gotten had their goalie been any lesser. So I think small MVP for that game for me being Weston. I think that guy is playing phenomenally and looking incredibly scary on this Mako pick.
Yeah, no, that was just absolute masterclass in terms of just defensive play. I really think that their defensive play was their big key there. They just, because MF Doom did have some very, very nice offensive flurries, in my opinion. It's just Dogslayers just held. Dogslayers just held
Hmm.
really well. They just, like I said earlier, they just stacked up and said, "No, you don't get past this."
Yeah.
And sometimes that's what does it.
Mhm. Some things come to mind as well, right? That Nicki Minaj turret to save it from pixels from going into the goal, right? It just felt like Dogslayers 3 was able to nab it, right? Grab victory out of the jaws of defeat multiple times, and there were multiple 2-2 sets, I believe, in that game, and it really did make the difference. Even though the scores here show a 9-3 performance, it really did feel like Dogslayers 3 won a marathon rather than a sprint here in this
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, we'll be going on to game number 2 in just a second. Let me see if I can find that draft very quickly. But in the meantime, just going to see if there's any updates in brackets. Slime Mold Colony currently up 1-0 against the Ball and Ballers. Again, that is the Julak Scyther 12 team to kind of tear through a lot of the qualifiers out of nowhere. They're going to be facing Polar Cortex should they win in bracket. Looking on the other side, Dogslayers 3 and MF Doom, whoever wins this series, will be facing off against PPL for that much coveted winners semifinal qualification series. Going down one bracket, we've got Heavy Metal Gundam and Cosmic Paws duking it out for a chance to take out the Rat Pack, which many people have placed as the #1 favorite to make it into NASL so far this season, out of even against a lot of the incumbents. So they're going to be the team to look out for. And then finally, here, I think in the C bracket, we've got People Supernova and Overzealous duking it out for the opportunity to take on Wee's Little Bees, which is, I believe, was the 10th place NASL team. So that team is going to be very interesting to see. Not too much news from those guys in the offseason, so I'm curious to see what they were cooking up in the meantime.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how all of these shakes out. Like everybody's got their favorites, everybody's got their hopes and dreams. I've got my favorites as well. So it's still exciting to see who can get close and who can potentially like cross the finish line here. Like you said, everybody's kind of looking at the Rat Pack. I'll be honest, I'm one of them, but I certainly wouldn't be opposed to say like I'm also a big fan of Polar Cortex myself, so I wouldn't exactly be sad if they made it in or Ball and Ballers.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of these teams, again, if you're in contention for NASL, you've probably been around the block. I think that Social Fox is an anomaly here in this bracket. I think being their first season in the pipeline versus everyone else it's their second, if not their third, fourth, or fifth season here in the North American Strikers League ecosystem, essentially, right? So.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's quite a bit to go through, but now we've got a
no
draft
pressure.
completed here. Yeah, no pressure. We've got a
Yeah,
draft here for game
yeah,
number 2 to look at. Oni's Village here with a Berserker heavy impact start. We've got an Estelle first pick with that Rasmus Mako core forming red side. Going to be finished off with the Kai Julie for MF Doom, which that is something that I believe that Flop and Social Fox are incredibly comfortable on. We'll see, though. I think this Estelle is a little bit of a question mark. I know that Jack Limestone is a huge Estelle player, but that's in the midfield. That's kind of where he got his chops in the Estelle midfield. So I'm going to see if that carries over here into that Oni Village goalie position. It's going to be a very interesting thing to shake out.
yeah. I'm curious to see what happens here. Don't. I have actually seen this before, like, and didn't like it. An Estelle on goalie at Oni Village, and I'm like, I really hope that's not. I kind of hope that's not happening again. I mean, no shade, no hate. Just I'm curious. I'm very very curious to see if that's really going to be the case here.
Yeah, it's a bit of obviously not the first pick that people have in mind when they think of any village. Obviously, you think a lot of the melee goalie is exactly what Weston is piloting right now. And after such a good showing on it in game number 1, this is something to be very curious about in game number 2. But on the flip side, should Jack Limestone like to play aggressive? Should it fancy him? He is more than capable of taking goalie barriers, more than capable of providing damage, more than capable of playing that pseudo midfielder position because he is just a midfield in a former life, for lack of a better phrase. So there's a lot of flexibility going on with MF Doom right now that I think can pay off very heavily.
Yeah, so I mean, we're off to the races here. Bottom barriers taken. Excuse me, top barriers trying to get taken too. But right now, only one open goal, and that is going to be on the side of the Dogslayers for this one. Never mind. Again, commentator's curse. Open goals for everybody. So now we need to see who can actually take advantage of this, who can strike first blood. MF Doom definitely wanting this one, trying to shake off the sins of the past game. Meanwhile, you got Dogslayers wanting to just continue on and kind of lock this up.
We're going to see a bit of damage on a Twisty, but this is a very dangerous. The Mako drum and bass has come through. Twisty's going to have a very good opportunity to score here, but is going to lose that critical strike ward. A Social Fox, Jack Limestone able to use that core speed to get it out. Flop an opportunity, but Weston holds true for now. Flame Flurry not going to find the core, only going to find an evade from Weston. Flip here from Twisty could potentially give the 50-50 shot. 2 flips actually for the offensive core of Dogslayers, but it's actually going to go past them. An opportunity now. The shot going to be made up top. Flip going to be matched by Jack Limestone. No, Flop is unfortunately just going to Kaz it right there.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. Core goes right back to him. He's going to put it right into the goal, and that didn't happen.
Yeah, no, it's fine. We're good. Matter of fact, there's 2 flips coming up on them. Social Fox, Floppers, both about to get flipped. So yeah, we can just shake that off. We got the first point anyway. Let's try and see if they can keep it going. And that's a very good start off the boards. Goodbye power play on the side of MF Doom. Trying to get that second one. Nearly sends Weston a little bit too far in the back. That Juliet is proving to already be, shall we say, a touch scary.
Yeah. Already seeing that bit of midfield lineage from Jack Limestone. Look how he's positioned on that power play, right? Just playing in the enemy's corner. I thought that was very interesting to see. And even though it didn't pay off just quite yet, I feel like that's a little bit of foreshadowing for what happens in the future. On the flip side, though, Nicky Miniland and Twisty a little bit struggling to get this final barrier here. It feels like Jack Limestone, despite playing that Estelle, is interrupting a lot of those plays before it gets too claustrophobic for him. And I think that is paying off very well. Flop has been converting off a lot of the opportunities given to him.
Flop has been converting about a lot of the opportunities. I do feel like on occasion, they are going for some occasional passing plays, back passing plays, and Flop may not quite be ready for them, or in some cases Jack Limestone may not quite be ready for them. It feels like they're trying to do a lot to kind of psych out, and they're doing a lot to try and psych out Dogslayers, and it works more often than it doesn't, but when it doesn't, it feels like it's a little bit noticeable, and that's something that they may want to try and clean up a little bit.
We're going to see that final Willy Bear go down at the hands of Nicky Miniland. Twisty not going to have flip just quite yet, but the flip comes through from Nicky Miniland. Shot going to go topside, followed by the IME turret. This is a deadly situation to be in, but it's actually dug out by the entire team of MF Doom. Flop going to look to hold their life. A lot of energy on the line to lose if they are going to be taken out, and I think Twisty's absolutely on the hunt here. Pull comes through, not going to find it. This wise Flop, some incredible time, but Nicky Miniland is then going to end up scoring anyways on her own merits. Going to be able to tie this game up here 1-1.
Very nice on our part, and yeah, that was only the second point. Kind of crazy, but hopefully it is something that I'm looking forward to seeing how this one ends up shaking out. It definitely already feels like there's a lot more fight in MF Doom for this one, even though it wasn't exactly lacking in the last one. Like we said, a lot of times it turned out to be looking more like a marathon as opposed to a sprint. So if they can kind of get that marathon going and just keep their pace and keep calm and let themselves do what they can do and do what they do it well. It sounds simple, but I promise you it's not. Then I think on this map in particular, they have a decent shot of kind of dragging things back and making things even.
Yeah, and one thing I want to point out, maybe a bit of a criticism. Oh no, that's not what you like to see off the blink. Yeah, super duper unfortunate, but going back to my point, it feels like Jack Limestone playing very, very proactively. I mean, we see this by the level disparity that's happened. Level 5, right, compared to his teammates at level 3, the highest level in the lobby, right?
Yeah.
But on the flip side, we're seeing Social Fox go back to play like sort of a pseudo goalie midfielder, which sometimes works out, but I just don't think works here. I think
No.
I really would like to see MF Doom just go balls to the wall aggression with this Estelle pick that could really put a lot of pressure onto Weston, but it really doesn't feel like Weston has been forced to make a mistake just quite yet. It really feels like the only time that MF Doom have really cracked his defenses was at the beginning of the game when maybe he wasn't fully awake yet, right? Fully wasn't warmed up into the game, right? But other than that blunder, it just feels like Weston is playing super relaxed, super casual, has not had a lot of pressure put onto him. And on the flip side, Jack Limestone has to make saves like that constantly.
Yeah. No, I do agree. Weston is being allowed to like play their game and set up their, set up their teammates and just kind of like do as they will, and that's not really something you want to do. Especially again, like with Mako. Mako can be absolutely terrifying if you let her play conductor to how the game is going to proceed, and they're letting them do that, and they can't.
I do like the passing plays going on. Possession is firmly in the hand of MF Doom right now, and that's finally going to pay off. But will it be able to convert? The flip is so scary here from Nicky Minelin. Weston going to be able to pass down to his midfielder. Twisty now with possession of the core. The flip is picture perfect right in front of the net and KOing the goalie. That's going to be a 2-for-1 here for Twisty. Nicky Minelin going to be credited with that MVP, though.
Yeah, okay, we're going to need to see if this can do anything for... We're going to see if this can do anything for him. We need to see if it do anything for Dogslayers, excuse me. Need to see if they can bring out that dragon in them. We already got team player set up. Happy Star going out to Estelle. That will be... I think that'll be actually very, very useful for how Jack Limestone should be playing.
Yeah, agreed. I'm very... Again, I think the pressure is falling to Jack Limestone again. 2 levels still above his teammate. Going to be matched, though, by Nicky Minelin here, who was the MVP on the previous set. We'll see what comes to pass of it, though. Some kind of scary pickups here from the side of Dogslayers 3. KO going to be found by Flop. 1 barrier, though, going to match with it. But Nicky Minelin playing interference. Not going to be able to save that second barrier, though. An opportunity here for Flop. Crystal Thorns and a strike shot to confirm that offense. Good Giga from Social Fox as well to actually sink the core in. Well played here from MF Doom.
Yep, that's what we like to see. That's what we want more of. Get that positioning going, and like you were saying earlier, that passing play is honestly like it can be pretty good. It can be really nice, and it's just a matter of getting things a little bit tighter and just allowing themselves to kind of like convert off of these really nice passing plays.
Agreed. It's going to be up. I am seeing Jack Limestone now sitting a little bit back. I would like to see Social Fox walk up a little bit more. It feels like they're not really taking up that much space right now. That being said, these back passes are incredibly powerful right now. Flop, an opportunity, maybe. Dash punch goes through 2 to open up the net. Flip as well in front of the net with Weston. Get a reaction check that goalie, and a rare slip up from Dogslayers 3's goalie. That's going to be a 2-0 lead for MF Doom in a relatively quick fashion.
Yeah, but that's what we said. Hey, but that's what we said that they needed to do. Try like force Weston into more, like tense situations. Force them to make like these snappier decisions and try to get them to make more mistakes. Unfortunately, they aren't going to be able to do that as much if one of their teammates is down. Flip goes out, both barriers going out, and they are trying to answer back very quickly. Weston moving up very hard, trying to secure this one, and yep, there they go. Knocks that one in very fast, just trying to answer back very, very quickly, saying like, no, we're not going to let that slide.
Yep. Just a quick confirmation on that power play. Incredibly clean here from Dogslayers. Nicky Minelin playing very patient. Feels like kind of playing a little bit of Matador here with Social Fox just looking to get that strike away from the barrage. Gigalast going to come through. Jack Limestone, a beautiful piercing shot, is now going to open up the barrier. Very finicky situation for the side of Dogslayers 3, and there it is. No mistake even to be made by Weston. Flop just confirms it. No counterplay, and that is going to be a set for MF Doom in like a minute.
Yeah, very, very nice response to them. And they're starting to do kind of like, again, like what you were saying, Jack Limestone playing a little bit, getting a little bit wilder with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100% agreed. And I think crucially, right, in those 2 points, Social Fox did make their presence, and we saw the Giga Blast sink it in and one time, that second time, just being there to catch the out clear, going to be a big moment for MF Doom if they are able to keep this up.
Yeah, definitely. I am liking these pickups by MF Doom as well. The missile propulsion, demolitionist, bit scary on the other side though as well. I saw like that twin drive get picked up, and that's never good to be squaring off against. But even then, I personally do kind of like what MF Doom has managed to pick up here on this Awakening. They are by no means kind of like lacking in terms of the Awakening department. They are lacking in terms of barriers, not in terms of people though. Again, Floppers spots an opportunity and just slams them into the wall.
Yeah, big KO to be found. Gonna be even bigger though if it ever lands on Twisty, who is now gonna be dependent on those Rampage stacks to really get the full power of their kit. Pull comes through. The offense is absolutely brutal from the side of Dogslayers 3 with that extra move speed. Felt incredibly hard for Jack Limestone to defend that.
Yeah, that's just rough. This one might end up being a bit of a slobber knocker. We're gonna have to see.
For now, though, Social Fox may be looking to get that first barrier. Not going to find it, though, in a double barrier situation here by Twisty. Not going to be answered, though, by Flop. Dogslayers 3 now in a good position should they get this core out. Nicky Mindlin, though, not able to play the footsies of Strike Warring that's needed in order to defend that bottom barrier. Still, though, it has been cleared out. Jack Limestone playing up. Flip from Weston going to be used. Nicky Mindlin, an opportunity to score. There it is. Jack Limestone not there in time, and just a sliver of energy away from getting that flip to counter it, but that's not how the cookie crumbles. Nicky Mindlin able to get that.
Kind of a shame. Like the bounces, core ricochets just went very well. Kind of like dodged all the attempts. Oh, could not dodge that though. That is a very unfortunate start to things. Need to see if they can kind of like prevent kind of like this little bit of an avalanche, just a little bit of snowball. There goes one, and they do manage to at the very least hold on to one barrier, which is, you know, good, but still a very rough start for them.
Yeah.
Responded though.
Yeah, double barrier also found by Flop. Going to be trading Flip for Flip and life. Barrage comes through, hits on the Juliet punch as well as clean, and that looked really bad at the start of it. The midfielder died with their flip before they could use it, but MF Doom is going to be able to hold it back, is going to be able to keep their heads in the game, and they're going to be looking to maybe do a reverse sweep on the set. Yeah,
that would be lovely. Very nice patience too. Like you see, they were kind of like trying to dare him to make a move. There we go. Like Dash Punch gets one barrier. Twisty's looking very low. Oh, but they push up a little bit too much, a little bit too aggressive. Flip goes out. They do manage to stuff the Flip. All three members trying to defend this one. Everything going out. Nicky Mindlin looking very low. Flame Flurry gets them staggered. Two-person defense. Twisty's on. Twisty looking very threatening. They do actually manage to clear it out. Barrage comes out. Core going left and right. They are trying to neither team can actually like keep possession, and this one's a bit rough. Twisty though, always threatening in the net, always very scary. I mean, that's Rasmus. You do not want Rasmus looking at you. You got them glasses on. It's always scary. You make them shine, and you just know it's gonna be a bad time.
That's real. That's real. But what is going to look like a bad time is this corner defense. Yeah, Weston forced a burn flip. Not even going to be able to save the barrier. The flip comes through. Ooh. Oh, and Weston, the reactions are there, but the aim isn't. It's going to be a Hail Mary shot from Social Fox to clutch it out. Now 2-2, a dead even game. Yeah, out of nowhere.
Beautiful, beautiful. Never say die. Beautiful hustle on our part, MF Doom. Not willing to give this one up just yet as the passes go out. Social Fox trying to get smooth. Beautiful, smooth pass to Swappers. They managed to get that first barrier. Very nice. Death Touch comes out. Twisties can't get the reaction. Dash Punch comes out on Floppers. Flip full for Floppers. Flip is threatening. There's the flip.
Oh no.
Did it get stopped? No, it doesn't. They do, man. All three of them just coalesce on the goal, punch it through. Beautiful set win. MF Doom absolutely not out of this yet. Floppers MVP. They are still in this. They are still fighting. We got a lot of good. Awakenings here. What are they going to go for first? That's the question. I kind of want them 1-2 punch, but it can be a couple of things.
Yeah, stacks on stacks.
Fair.
Yeah,
Fair,
movement
fair.
speed is king on Juliet in this map. Should this hot shot be denied? Yeah, it absolutely will.
Yeah,
Jack Limestone, still get a bit of core speed here in the 1-2 punch. Still had options, but this is prime time on Kai. This is stacks on stacks on the Juliet. These are incredibly strong pickups. On the flip side, Dogslayers 3, they get generically good awakenings, but nothing that could really break the game open for them.
Nothing, but sometimes generically is good. Just getting, like I can handle this, but nope, doesn't seem like quite available. That was quick as all get out. 2 barriers, flame flurry. Fopper says, "Nah, I'm dialed in now. Catch these hands." Punches it through. Beautiful start.
Yeah, and what it really feels like, this team has been on the back foot for a lot of the games, but they find themselves advantage for the first time. And now momentum is starting to build for the side of MF Doom. Flop some amazing plays earlier. Now really getting into the thick of it here against Weston.
Yeah, I think Flop is kind of like unlocked, and they've kind of like figured things out. They've been very on the front line. They've been making magic happen. Social Fox in the support lane trying to make sure that Floppers gets the feeds that they need. Core is in the backfield. Dogslayers looking a little bit tense right now.
Oh!
Beautiful! 1 and 2. Thorns. Shots. Jack Limestone says, "What? You forget about me?" Popped it in. Beautiful shot.
That's real. I'll say it. I am really impressed by how much value Jack Limestone has been making off of his extra special. For his Crystal Thorns. It really feels like he's been using it in so many situations to force Weston into defensive plays that come out of nowhere. This is Stelpick drawing on that midfield experience is really coming into play here. And I think Jack Limestone is really starting to make Dogslayers sweat, sorry, with that. On the flip side, though, not to mention, right? Flop with this flip on the Juliet has absolutely been checkmating Weston in so many different situations, and that's just so much pressure on the side of Dogslayers 3. Right now, flip comes through. The ensnare drums, unfortunately, are going to make sure that doesn't come to bring any value, and maybe an opportunity here for Dogslayers is going to come up.
Yeah, beautiful shot. You notice that the Giga Blast went a little bit south. They couldn't quite catch it. Nicky Millen just was able to get in position. Twisty said, "Nope, I got you. Feed me the rock," and they managed to get that one in. Good point for Dogslayers. They are not quite out of this yet. Oh, a little bit of a, like you said, like a little bit of a matador action going on. Couldn't quite make anything happen of it, but they do get that top barrier, and Jack Limestone trying to keep on the defense, doesn't want anything big to happen, doesn't want them to get any sort of momentum going. A little bit of a mosh pit going on as the snare drums prevent any kind of like core movement on their part. Nicky Middleton kind of threatening with that flip. They have been doing that all game. Yep, there we goes. There goes the second barrier. There goes the flip. Nothing doing with it though. Social Fox looking very low. Flopper's trying to get back into position. They were going good so far. Twisties though says, "Get out of here." And suddenly they have tied it back up. This game is far from over.
Yeah, I think it's actually clicked now that it is MF Doom's game to lose. Social Fox, though, able to nab that first barrier is going to be looking good. Flop not able to find a second, though. As the core going to now dangerously go onto the side of Jack Limestone. That's going to be 2 barriers down. All members here on defense, all hands on deck to keep the dream alive for a game number 3. Flop with possession of the core, almost finds it off the dash. But Twisty now is going to be finding the core. Jack Limestone desperately trying to keep the core alive, but all the cooldowns had been spent on Twisty. Nicky Middleton snipes it away on the down clear. And Dogslayers 3, they're going to be bringing us to a set number 5 and looking to stop the comeback before it begins.
Yeah, beautiful spot. Just Nicky Middleton saw the moment, picked it, said, "Nope, you're not getting that." And now we have Rasmus MVP explosive entrance on the off the rip. I mean, you kind of have to just take that.
This draft, I think it kind of feels like we're eating the crumbs that were left from previous drafts. Not too many big pickups. One thing that I do want to point out is the Dash Awakenings that have come out onto Twisty and Jack Limestone, respectively. That mobility is going to be key in this coming set, especially with how aggressive both of them have been maneuvering. Nicki Minilin as well gets a crumb of move speed in that peak performance, but what the heck? Jack Limestone comes out of nowhere with the Crystal Thorns, the missile propulsion extra special aerials.
Jack Limestone.
Yeah,
no. Jack Limestone has been doing that almost this entire game. As soon as they got that extra special, they launched the core, launch Crystal Thorns right behind it, and it usually gets like a barrier. It usually gets at least one, and it starts Dogslayers off on the back foot, and that usually ends up positive for them. We need to see if they can kind of like ride that momentum, or if Dogslayers can find a way to like actively like shut that play down, because it does seem to work more often than not. Right now, it is Dogslayers though in the driver's seat. Got both barriers down, and Twisties again. You do not let this man look at you, and do not let this man look at you in the box. That is a scary CEO.
Yeah, really, really, really scary. Twisty feels like they are coming online right now. Weston here has been playing that defense. It's been looking a lot rougher. A lot of pressure has been put on him in the last few sets. But as of right now, gonna have to be able to hold this last barrier. Jack Limestone pass up to Social Fox, not gonna get interrupted. The flip is gonna go wide. Weston, an unfortunate blunder means that this might be it. The strike goes in, and we are on game point for MF Doom. Now Social Fox. Yeah, Social Fox is going to lose the energy. Weston not going to have any, but this is looking real good now for MF Doom.
Yeah, it's looking good for MF Doom. Nice piercing shot, gets the first barrier. Crystal Thorns goes out a little bit wide, but both the top barriers traded. Whoppers does have flip. I can imagine they don't want to use that unless the time is absolutely right. On the other hand, Nicki Minilin tries to clear it. Doesn't quite get that clear. Ends up own barriering. Both barriers open. This is a dangerous time. Flip goes
50,
out.
50.
50. Not quite in time. Goal set. Match for MF Doom.
Yeah, and that was so rough for the side of Dogs. A killer performance in game number 1, followed by a tragic heartbreak in game number 2. Two big blunders I can't get out of my head. The missed flip on Weston and the missed strike from Nicki Minilin on defense off of her flip. It really felt like once that happened, it was catastrophic. Twisty, though, tried her best to bring it back, but the damage had unfortunately already been done. And even though that was we talked about how good the goalie from Dogslayers 3 was in the previous game, I want to turn the attention to Jack Limestone, who I think is undeniably the MVP of this game. Played phenomenally, felt like he was 3 players in 1 with those Crystal Thorns, with those piercing shots. Just absolutely stunning. I mean, look at this, right? This is more goal participation on the goalie than the midfielder. I think that is absolute destruction coming out from Jack Limestone. And maybe, even though he swapped off the midfield position, he's still showing why you have to respect that Estelle whenever it's picked up by MF Doom.
Yeah, I mean, bit of a midfielder at heart. You know what I mean? So I can't even knock him. It definitely worked for him for this one. But we are tied up 1 apiece. Last one's for all the marbles.
Oh, absolutely. For all of the marbles in your most crucial tournament showing, probably of the season for a lot of these teams. We'll take a quick look here at bracket as well coming up. Heavy Metal Gundam have 2-0'd secured their victory against the Cosmic Paws. People Supernova find themselves 2-0 over Overzealous, and Slime Mode Colony find themselves 2-0 over the Ballin' Ballers. So this will be the last Winners Round 1 series, the only Winners Round 1 series to go to 3 games. But coming off of that, we'll be looking at winners quarterfinals, where a lot of the incumbent teams, or I suppose teams put in incumbent positions, will be defending that spot. But we're not out of the woods just quite yet. We've had a very strong showing from Dogslayers 3 in game 1, a very close game from both teams in game number 2. And I feel like MF Doom have to be riding that momentum right now. Jack Limestone, I feel like, just played the game of
Yeah.
his career, and he's absolutely hungry to make sure that he takes this one home.
Yeah, like MF Doom, for one reason or another, have players that to them this is kind of like this is their moment. They need to like make or break this. We were talking about, like you said, Jack Limestone feeling it. Definitely wants this. We were talking about Social Fox earlier. Like this is kind of like their big debutante moment, and it's a very unusual situation. People have been looking at him, gonna be looking at him basically throughout the rest of this if they do manage to go through. So it's not something that Fox can just like sit back and sigh on if they do manage to make it to this one. Like the fight is still only beginning. The fight is still long.
Yeah, the pressure's on for the sole rookie in this tournament. I mean, Social Fox, I I'm not trying to be like overly negative, but it really felt like
Right.
he was outshined by his teammates in that previous game. And going into game number three, I really feel like he's got something to prove here coming
Yeah.
in. Really, yeah, wanted to prove that he can be something that the team can rely on coming into this upcoming season, and more immediately can rely on in their chance to take a shot at NASL. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm very curious to see. We did see him on Kai both of those games. I wonder if Dogslayers is going to take advantage of that. Oh, actually, we've got the draft brought up. I can bring it up right here.
Yeah. Let's see.
It does. Yeah, it does seem like it wasn't the case. Dogslayers is going to be banning out the Atlas away from Jack Limestone. Doom on the flip side, banning away Twisty's Zentaro. We do see an Era X core coming out from MF Doom. This is something that I think both players are incredibly familiar with. I think Flop on the X is actually something that he has a lot of experience with. But I think the star thing to look at here is the Drek goalie actually coming out. We've seen a lot of discussion over Drakkar. It did not have a very
Yeah.
big presence in the previous season of the NAS, but a lot of people have been picking up this pick in
Yeah.
both, in actually dare I say, all three positions. I'm very
Yeah.
curious to see what the seasonal debut is for this character.
I have seen like several Drakkars in goalie position, and oddly enough, most of them on this map. So I'm thinking like goalie Drakkar on Temple. Yeah, I think there's something to be said about having him here. I think there's
Ooh.
definitely something here for it. So we're gonna see how this plays out as things get rocking and rolling.
Yeah, I was actually mistaken. Still Drakkar, interesting to see, but it's actually going to be a
Oh,
Drakkar in the midfield position. We're not going to see that Era X offensive core, which, fair enough. We'll see
yeah.
how it pans out.
Yep, so here we are going, and already there is a barrier down for the side of MF Doom. It's going to be, I mean, this is Taiko Temple. It's going to be kind of wild. We're gonna be seeing some funny bounces. That's kind of part and parcel.
100% agreed. As of right now, corner offenses from both teams have both shown their face. Jack Limestone, unfortunately, has the core sail right past him. It's going to be an open net. The side of MF Doom, Flop maybe looking to equalize it, but no dice. Twisty, possession of the core, looking to take the 50-50 shot. Not going to happen, but this ensnare drums is absolutely lethal. Weston, the mastermind behind goal number 1 in game number 3.
Yep, that is one start off for the Dogslayers, and we're gonna need to see if MF Doom can kind of like shake back really quickly. It does feel like both teams are kind of like momentum heavy, and once they get rolling, it's hard to kind of like block them off. It's hard to deny them. So it's definitely going to be something that is both teams are going to be fighting for like very hard. I mean, again, it sounds basic, but it's harder to have happen than it may sound like to keep momentum.
Yeah, agreed. Especially when you are in a do or die situation, you're absolutely on the chart of like, you know, it's happening, it's over, it's happening, it's over. We're done. You know, it's hard to get yourself out of that, but if you are able to keep your mental together, you can find reversals out of anywhere. Flop, maybe looking to get a goal there. The Social Fox special goes a little wide, unfortunately. Does have that flip, though, here on the Drakkar if it's needed. Jack Limestone going to pass up to his midfielder. Flip comes through as we enter overtime. Going to be traded. with that of Nikki Middlelands, but the play is not done just quite yet. Another shot going to be defended away by Weston and Nikki Middlelands. Social Fox not going to be able to get the core in time. Flip going to be burned by Jack Limestone. Another flip going to be used by Twisty. That's going to take the final goalie barrier on the map. Social Fox not able to get to the core in time. And that is going to be a second point here for Dogslayers 3. Nikki Middleland going to be accredited with that one.
Yeah, that was just kind of like a rough one. Social Fox just not able to kind of like get the proper goal in. But I do like that little, again, that's something that they've been doing a lot, kind of like this patient kickoff kind of issue where they're trying to get the opposing team, they're trying to get Dogslayers to flinch and just react to him and maybe like catch him out somewhere. And they do manage to get a kill and get this power play going. They need to see if they can make something of it as that Typhoon comes in. Yep, there is that's one barrier down, seeing if they can try to like make second one happen. Not quite though. They do get, instead of one traded, barely managed to defend that second barrier though. And right now it is Dogslayers that are looking a little bit more comfy, a little bit more in control. Yep.
Yeah, and that power play is going to be very advantageous for Dogslayers 3. Final goalie barrier going to go down. Flop and Social Fox going to be... Oh!
No, social, no. That is... I'm gonna say that's rookie.
That's
rookie mistake. Like,
yeah,
I get what you're trying to do. You're trying to clear through it. I can almost understand why they did it. But that's just a rookie mistake. You don't try that. You go for like the defensive hold.
Yeah, that's a heartbreaker to see, and it's unfortunately, again, it seems like the rookie here in the do or die situation is showing some cracks, though. They're going to get a heavy impact here in the draft. I think that's going to be the biggest pickup here. More damage, more cooldowns. This is exactly what Trakar wants. It's super, super duper easy for him to proc that off the strike shotgun. Yeah, and going to be supported here by the Stinger of Flop as well. There's a little bit of damage, a little bit of bite now on the side of MF Doom's draft.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say like, again, it's not like over. It's just like there was some clear mistakes that could have been avoided. They need to tighten that up. They do get one over here, but their goal is already open. They need to try and figure out a game plan that they can like hold to. Their defense has not quite been up to snuff for this last game, and it kind of needs to be, considering how things started out with, especially considering how things started out with. Jack was an absolute monster earlier. They do manage to get that second one down, and they are in like a solid position.
Oh,
there we go, beautiful.
Yeah, that was a nice KO coming out from Social Fox. Maybe just a little bit of stylistic flair to regain that confidence. Very much needed. Flop able to sink that one in, no problem off the strike reset. Going to be a point.
Yeah, they're going to need a lot more of that. I also definitely, one of the things that we've been saying that they are good with is like that passing game, and they showed that a little bit. Managed to make that in-snare drums kind of like go wide. So, you know, very good on them. Just they needed a little bit of a mental reset, calm it down a little bit, and try and figure out, okay, what can we do, and just work to execute. It doesn't have to be like super fancy, but you just need to be consistent at this point in time.
Agree with that assessment 100%. And speaking of it, the consistency is coming out of Flop, who is finding conversion after conversion into Weston. Flop has been playing so well these last few points, and if that continues, it's going to be a big advantage for MF Doom. Look at that. They're up an entire flip. Yeah,
already a bit of a swing there. You saw like Jack Limestone kind of like decided to remember that, oh yeah, I play aggressive, and just kind of like went up straight into like midfield, center field, and just hit the core. They got bounced back a little bit, but guess what? They got the score, and all ills are forgiven if you can score off of it.
Yeah, KO going to be found though. No goal yet to follow. The defensive flip from Nikki Middleland's going to snipe away a barrier. Jack Limestone possession of the core, 1v1 goalie on goalie. Unfortunately, not going to find too much off of it. Weston going to use the ensnare drums to buy a bit of time for Twisty to rotate down off the respawn. It's going to be critical, but Flop again finds the hole in the armor on this X, is able to open up the net for the side of Dogslayers 3. He's going to get another opportunity backed by two flips from his midfielder and midfielder 2. One KO going to be found from Social Fox. Is going to be a power play. Weston has flip, has to make value out of it, but no, the passing play is disastrous. It's going to be an open net. Nikki Minilin, maybe an opportunity to snipe it all away. Overtime going to be here, though. Social Fox looking to maybe sink it in. Not going to get that opportunity. Twisty in a one-on-one versus the goalie. Going to have possession of the core. Going to be shot away by Social Fox's lock and load. Nikki Minilin now trying to get the core over to her brawler in a good spot, but not going to find it. Flop in a 1v1 situation. The ensnare drums is going to be there, but Nikki Minilin is going to be playing defense off the rotation. Social Fox looking to get the core up again. He can trust his brawler to get it in when it needs it most, but it has to get to him in the first place, and that hasn't been happening just quite yet. Jack Limestone going to send the core down, but it's not going to be enough. Twisty finds it off the top spin, and a disastrous offensive play from MF Doom means that Dogslayers 3 have an opportunity to take this one back.
That was a shame because I absolutely saw the problem, because you saw like Weston was threatening with that perfect pitch and was trying, and what happened was Social Fox was trying to bait it out, and I'm guessing there was maybe like a bit of either a miscommunication or just they just weren't ready for it. I can see what they were trying, and it all went south, and it seems to already be kind of like cascading a little bit. They need to find a way to kind of like shake back from this.
Yeah, not going to be easy though. Much easier said than done here in landing. Flop rotating back on the X just to help out on the defense. Twisty with a flip takes it downside, and we've got a dead even set from the draws of defeat. Dogslayers 3 are now looking to take a huge advantage here off the side of MF Doom.
Okay, I'll be honest. At this point, I'm wondering if MF Doom might try for they've had a little bit of luck with this before. Just like full offense Hail Mary kind of like situation. That's not going to help them though. Like that Social Fox taken off the board, and power play for Dogslayers 3. And was that a back pass by Floppers? That own barrier?
I think just playing for not getting doubled. Just recognizing that you just need to focus on getting out, even if you lose one barrier, it's not disastrous. And now that is paying off here. A KO going to be found. 2 KOs on the Weston. And now in a 1v3, the bounce is there, but she finds a strike, finds the perfect strike, and only Social Fox there to wait in horror. Nikki Minilin again playing more interference. The defense comes through, but it's not going to be enough.
Okay.
MF Doom, it looks dangerous, it looks scary, and it didn't look clean, but they grabbed the set. Social Fox is going to be your MVP off of that. They keep themselves in the game.
Okay, y'all need to breathe, calm it down. Draft time. You need to make this count, because Dogslayers 3 have been just too consistent and too dangerous to like let anything slip past.
Yeah, I think all of these have been really key pickups. MF Doom have got really strong picks. Bulk up on the X, Monumentalist on the Era, Missile Propulsion for the Drakkar, right? These are all 3 huge power spikes. But
Aerials.
Weston has aerials, exactly what I'm thinking. Every other Dash Awakening is still on the board. If Weston gets it, that can be a draft checkmate in its own right, an insurmountable advantage for Team Dogslayers 3. We're going to see a KO come off. It is going to absolutely be up to the remaining 2 members of Dogslayers 3 to find the advantage in Twisty's absence. Not going to find too much, though. And with this Arenado looming large, that's going to allow Flop to open up the goal. Weston now a crucial decision to make. Social Fox trying to snipe away that final goal, but not going to get it. Just going to walk away with a bit of damage on Twisty. Weston still defending strong for now. Twisty not able to get the core out. The flip's going to find another KO. Flop, a beautiful strike, but it's going to still be defended away by Nikki Minilin. The snare drums buy some crucial time for the midfielder to get her rotation over. Good strikes as well. Keeps it going. Jack Limestone. The core goes past him. This is going to be potentially an opportunity. The strike goes through, but Nikki Minilin is going to pay for this with her life. Social Fox looking to maybe end it out. The strike shotgun isn't going to be enough, but the man advantage is the pass down to Flop. Goes right into the net. Weston not able to defend there. A little bit too slow on the Mako. And that is going to be a small advantage here for MF Doom.
Yeah, look, not just snow, like the big Arenado was coming as well. That kind of like locked him off from being able to get there in time. So good call there. Nice double from Floppers.
Oh!
Right back with Twisty. That said, anything you can do, I can do better. We can do anything better than you. but it is going to be on MF Doom to kind of like disprove those claims. Turret goes out, and they are trying to like shove it in as Dogslayers is trying to like coalesce on that. All 3 members of MF Doom coming back to try to like play defense. Bit of a desperate situation. Need to clear it out. Perfect pitch. Tries to hold it in. Social Fox does manage to clear it out for a little bit. Big Arenado comes to try and like lock it up in the top half. Floppers though trying to do what they can. Push it through. Yes, they do. Very nice. Very nice self pass. Push it in. Weston just not able to get it. 2 up. MF Doom. It looks so scary, but it's like, wait a minute. MF Doom are actually leading.
I know, right? Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, the vibes aren't quite there quite yet. But there's one thing I want to point out. Flop is on a roll right now. Did it all that last point, both barriers and the goal on this X 1v1 against Weston. That is an incredible position for your brawler to be in. He's going to find himself, though, playing defense here in lieu of the midfielder, Nicky Mindlin, with his flip, maybe finding it, but Weston trying to play Matador against Flop, but this is one that he's not walking out of with victories. Gonna eventually find that final goalie barrier, though, with the help of Nicky Mindlin at the cost, again, of her life now in a 1v2 defensive situation. Twisty now on the rotate, but the triangle has been formed. The corner offense is here and is looking so deadly. The flip goes wide, but it gets the barrier anyways. The NATO's here as well. This is looking like it's it, but no! Twisty finds it, doesn't find the strike to end it all, though. Maybe an opportunity here for Dogslayers. 3 comes through. The ensnare drums doesn't find the snipe. The turret barely doesn't last long enough as we enter overtime here. The IME looking to push the core forward into Twisty's hands, but it's not going to be enough. This is looking good here. Flop not able to find the bull rush. Core speed looking very dangerous here in overtime. Twisty just pixels away from finding the strike. Again, Flop, another opportunity. It's going back and forth so fast. The reaction speed is there. Flop, again, another opportunity. No, not going to find it. Barely defended away from Weston, but it's going to go through. Flop finds the miracle shot there on the Weston, and another set goes the way of MF Doom.
That ending sequence looked a lot cleaner from MF Doom than they have been playing almost all game. They managed to hold out. They managed to kind of like hold their position on the offense, try and get some solid passes that they were actually able to like connect with each other on, and managed to push ahead. And now, again, draft coming out, peak performance from Super Surge, Quick Strike. I kind of like those. I will admit I am a bit scared of Hot Shot and quite possibly that Rampage because defense. But overall, I think solid draft from MF Doom.
I agree. I don't think the same breakout power that we saw in the previous set, but absolutely not left wanting. Again, Flop finds the opportunity here, finds the damage. Social Fox is able to put the goalie into the net, but can the core follow? Nicky Mindlin has to play defense here. Twisty looking to play interference, finds one goalie barrier in the reverse power play. Now Weston's going to be back up, but not going to be back up in time. Social Fox finds the goal, is able to sink it in. And MF Doom 2 points away from facing the NASL incumbent PPL here in winners quarters.
Yeah, they have managed to kind of like get it together in this last one. Beautiful quick barrier take. Floppers coming in, trying to impose their will. That's X. That was a beautiful attempt there. Not quite. Barrier gets taken on their end. They do manage to get it out on their side. Social Fox unloads on just Dogslayers. Just Dogslayers playing man down now with that power play. Second barrier gets taken, and it is all. That was all MF Doom.
Yeah, I mean, what do you do in that situation as Weston? You strike it up, you're going to lose that move speed into Flop here, who has the peak performance bulk up. You send it right into him, he's going to strike it right back at you, and if you send it into the corner, you're going to die. So, just an absolutely unfortunate situation. Checkmate could be found, and we are a 1 point away. Flip is looking good. The final goalie barrier is going to go down. The 50-50 shot from Flop's going to come through as well. The hit stun not going to be enough, though, and it is defended away. Nicky Mindlin, though, going to be taken off the stage. Twisty has to run interference again, and she has been good at doing it, but it hasn't been enough just quite yet. The ensnare drums is going to come through. Weston, a good shot to buy some more time for the midfielder, but that is looking to be it. No, the pixel perfect flip is there, but it's going to be parried by Social Fox. The midfielder of MF Doom comes through, and that is going to be MF Doom moving on here into winner's quarters.
Beautiful. Okay, maybe not beautiful. That was a bit of a slugfest. That was a bit of a. I'm not gonna say what it wasn't, but I will say what it was, and that was a trio that scrapped and clawed and said, "We are not out of this yet." And was it pretty? No. Was it clean? No. But did it happen? Absolutely. They pulled it out, and that's what matters. And like, just credit to everybody for kind of just like stepping up at the last moment. Like Floppers absolutely started pushing things. Social Fox, so 10 KOs, good.
Yeah,
it's kind of like unloading shells on everybody. Apparently, like they were having a bit of issues in like the passing game, keeping consistent. But at the end, you did notice that they started making more plays, and they were there when it mattered to keep the core up, keep things threatening, and help push through. So yeah, definitely on them. And Jack Limestone, of course, the perennial like back end, beautiful on them. And here's the thing though. Here's the thing what I found interesting. If you were to ask me, I would actually say that Dogslayers 3 was the more consistent, the more put together team, but it seemed like to me MF Doom just had more spikes and they weren't able to kind of acclimate fast enough. If that makes sense to you.
I get that. I get what you mean. I mean, Flop felt like once he started at Euro on that X, he just could not be stopped. He found so many double barriers, so many goals. Yeah. I mean, 5+0, right? On the X with just the most damage in the game, even beating out the IME, right? Even beating out his midfielder with 10 KOs. Just, I think Flop ran away with that one. Like you mentioned, it was a spike. He showed up. He was like, I'm going to win this. I'm going to lock in. And that he did. And Weston could only really watch in horror. I feel like a lot of those situations, there were blunders early in the game, but as we got later into it, it felt like it was checkmate after checkmate after checkmate, just impossible save after impossible save. And even though he made some of those impossible defenses down in the corner, it just was not enough. And it really felt like, yeah, again, Social Fox, which just admittedly had been a bit of a question mark so far earlier in the game, did find that stride in the KOs, finding a lot of opportunities to lock Nicky Minolin and Twisty and sometimes even Weston out of the game. So well played. It did feel like it finally came together, but like you mentioned, it was dirty. It was downright disastrous at some times, but it was done. And MF Doom do find themselves facing up PPL here in the upcoming series. But before that, I believe we're going to be going over to a quick break. Congratulations on MF Doom for winning that series, but they are certainly not done yet. There's a lot more Omega Strikers coming up soon. Stay tuned.